Welcome to the Black Light Podcast. DonLexy here with another live reaction. Welcome back to the show. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hold on, let's make sure that my audio is right. For some reason, I'm not seeing my audio. Hold on one second. Welcome back to the show. You guys will not believe the feature presentation. We're gonna react to a military brat who also stunk the place up. She's gonna take up a good amount of the show. She was very delusional. Then we're gonna move on to the feature presentation, which a woman who very much embodies like that archetype that we see every now and again. It's that archetype that's made this space popular. It's this woman who is basically the same as every other woman, except maybe she has a good career. Maybe she even lives in an expensive city, but she believes that she has the right to ask for the best man in the dating market. It makes for very interesting content, entertaining content. You guys know the rules. Hit the subscribe button and way into the room. Also, the notification bell so you're notified every single time we post content just like this. We're going to have a phenomenal show. Let's get into it. Drop those locations. Everything over $20 qualifies as a show sponsor in the Cash App. Only Cash Apps qualify as something towards goal. If we reach $100 in the Cash App, we come back here tomorrow and react again. Let's go ahead and get on and get with it. Let's get to it. Let's have a good show. Drop those locations. How you guys doing today? I'm glad to be here. We're gonna have a phenomenal show today. I'm glad. I'm feeling refreshed. Let's have a good show. Drop those locations, man. Let's get into it, man. Let's make it work.
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook.
Much love. Said he took off work just to see the show. Much love, man. Appreciate you. I'm glad you're here. We're going to make it worth your while, no doubt. Hit the like button on your way into the room. We're going to have a phenomenal show. Let's get it. You guys will not want to miss this one. I feel bad for everybody who's in the replay gang, but if you're catching us on the replay, shouts out to you. Thumbs up. Everybody who's trucking on the road, be safe. Just listen, don't watch. That's always for the replay. Keep yourself safe.
You see, stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on two separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on two separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound, impossible to obtain in a mono recording.
Man, they better watch out. What they thought this was. You guys ready? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Much love to Intellect representing Bangkok. Thumbs up, thumbs up. We're gonna wait a couple more minutes, then we're gonna get going. I want to make sure that I add my graphic in. Hold on one second. I don't got my graphic. There she is. Make sure we know what we're looking forward to. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh yeah, we're definitely representing Notre Dame. Shout out to everybody in South Bend. I'm definitely rocking Notre Dame colors intentionally. Just how I'm feeling. Much love to Skylar Diggins, everybody out there who represents it well. Marcus Burton, Young Bull representing Notre Dame very well right now. Much love to him. Love me some Notre Dame. Love Michigan too, so I'm a weird guy. I love Michigan. I love Detroit. I love the Lions, but I also love Notre Dame. There aren't a lot of guys like me out there. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's make it happen. This was an interesting archetype. Okay, for the long portion of this, I didn't even know if this lady was trolling or not. We're gonna go ahead and get right into the call and start to break it down. We're definitely disqualifying her demeanor, but there were so many other things to discuss as well. I'm gonna try to let the clip play and be selective in my pausing. We're gonna try to keep the engagement up. keep the likes up as you come into the room. Hit the like button. That's a great free way to support. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the show. Let's spin a clip.
Have you been before? You look familiar. Yeah, I have. You have an update? I need to change the type of person I'm looking for. Okay, wait. Are you my military girl? That was me. Opportunity 22 in the military. Calling up from
Oh yeah, I remember her.
2-year-old. Never married? Have you ever been married? Yes, I've been married. Oh, where'd you get divorced?
Intellect representing Bangkok.
I'm married at 18, divorced.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Oh, you already? Okay. Divorced at 19. I know, but was you in the military at 18? Yes. Did you get married to stay together? No, I got married so that I can make more money. Oh, very happy.
Oh yeah, she was that crazy psycho chick who was basically just trying to let it hang out. She was trying to just let it all hang out there, that she wanted to, like, basically just that only reason why she got married was to get a guy money, and her bravado was really careless. Yeah, very interesting. Also, there's something that I want to address before we start the show. And I usually don't, there aren't usually comments that bother me that we see in our comment section. We're going to deal with trolls. Trolls is something that we're going to see no matter what we do as a platform. But underneath one of our posts where I had left a post alerting my audience that I was under the weather and that I was sick, there was a black woman who commented under my post basically saying that it was karma that I got sick, and that basically wishing it poor health on me. And of course, just inherently, I could already, I know that I'm more moral than her just by what she posted. But what's really disheartening is that the length that our women are willing to go to disrupt a conversation that they never make clear what their problem is with. Like, you women haven't yet made it clear what your issue is with men having a perspective on dating and relationships. You haven't quite made it clear exactly why a man is sassy for having opinions that differ from women on dating and relationships. This psychopath also had the nerve to say that I was affecting the mental health of women, which is, again, almost 50% of our audience is now black women. And I'm pretty sure if what we did was so damaging to black women, I'm pretty sure black women wouldn't show up here and support here and give their hard-earned money here. You few desperate, deserted, thirsty wombats out there who cannot get a man are not going to ruin it for the black women who come over here and really want to have this conversation like an adult. And you women who wish death on Mr. Samuels when he passed away, you women who teased MTR about his cancer and all this other stuff, you women are no better than the men you say are making women feel bad on podcasts. I promise you, whatever men are saying on podcasts, it will never be more immoral and corrupt than women online wishing harm and ill and death on men they don't agree with about a topic that isn't even about war in life or death in so many aspects. So again, very disheartening. Not that I care that she is wishing ill on me, but that our women are this devoted to not having the conversation in a mature way. Very disheartening. But anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and start the show. We already have a Cash App. Mick dropped 10. Appreciate you, brother. Get this. We got to start it off. 90 till we make goal. I'm trying to come back here and react to Kendra again because there's a ton of delusion over there to chop up. Let's go ahead and spin the clip.
Either way, what are your deal breakers? Someone with bad hygiene, bad breath, can't do it. Someone with 6 kids, a man that is old and has never been married and expects a younger woman. No, thank you. What is the age range? Let's just get to the age range. I can do 23 to until 60. is old and ain't got nothing to show for
Oh
it.
yeah, I remember her. She's evil.
I've had women such as yourself in their 20s saying, I'll date a man in their 60s. Yeah, I have. What happened with that? He died. Yeah, he was 82. Yeah, he died.
Video audio is low. Okay.
Yeah, he was amazing though.
Great guy.
What
Just
about now?
died on me.
Much love.
Literally
Intellect dropped
died
20
on
just to
you?
let me know as well.
But he was
Thanks Intellect for that contribution. You damn near are the show sponsor. Just to let me know that the video volume is low. I'm gonna switch it to the eCam audio. I'm gonna restart the call. Much love, Intellect. Thank you. We're already at 30. I'll switch back to eCam audio. It should be good. Okay. Sorry about that,
82.
guys.
Yeah.
Much love,
and
Intellect.
he was
Thank
able
you.
to still get it in.
No. His mouth worked though.
What in the world?
Trinity, what's going on? Trinity, what's happening here? What's happening, Trinity? You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
With someone, probably like 6-7 months. With myself, last night.
Did you get in trouble?
No and yes. They talked to me because I had my uniform on, but I didn't violate anything, UCMJ or anything. So.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. So you still employed in the military?
Oh no, I'm retired.
Were you retiring then?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So you was retiring when you called me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So I do remember. I don't remember everything. So let's take it from the top. Okay. How old are you again?
22.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
22. And where do you live again?
California.
Thanks everybody for
but
helping me out
I'll
with
be
the
in
audio.
Georgia
Thank you.
next week.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Is that
you.
where you're relocating to?
Mm-hmm.
And you have a kid, right?
Yes, one.
One kid. How old's your child again?
2.
No. She did say that his mouth worked. Yeah, guys who aren't as endowed have kept their relationships together with their ability to please a woman orally. This isn't actually taboo. When you hear a lot of when you hear couples who have survived through this, and it's my job to, especially because I'm getting into consulting, it's my job to like kind of get into aspects of relationships that I really don't even want to get into sometimes. Case studies that really just disturb me, actually. But will only disturb me because and not because it's a bad situation, but because I just couldn't see myself going through it. It's just, it's a little bit, there's a resistance. There are situations where women who, for a hypergamous sake, they don't really like factor in the fact that the guy can't please them in bed, and they just try to find other ways to be pleased by the guy sexually. And guys try to make up for it in that aspect. And it's definitely not uncommon. And actually, from a hypergamous standpoint, women who put their priority to get off aside for stability and for the long term and for like the things that really matter for the women and for the kids, they usually do better in marriage. Even though this chick's attitude is not where it's supposed to be, and she's probably thinking about that from a whole different perspective that's probably not healthy. And that'll be revealed later on.
2. And so you're not in the military anymore?
Nope.
So what are you doing now?
Living my life.
Okay.
Collecting a disability check.
So let me ask you this. So when you called me, you was planning on retiring, or was you forced to retire?
No, I was already planning on it. It was already in the works.
It was already in the works?
I was waiting for my med board to be finished.
Oh, okay. Got you. All right. So now, so you did 4 years?
Yes.
Okay. Now, so you said you want to change. I think I remember a couple things. You wanted an older man before, right? So now what do you want?
I still want him old, but I don't want, like, I said 65K or better. Yeah, that gave me people that work at McDonald's and Checkers, and yeah, that's not what I want. More like, you know.
Ma'am, hold on. Who are you supposed to be? Like, again, it's just like you're not any better than than men who are working those jobs. And I say that when it comes to what you have to offer as a woman, because of course your finances aren't what men look at. I'm just looking at you from a beauty standpoint, and you're pretty average. You're as average as the day is long. And I probably would say you're not on the high side of average either, somewhere in the middle. Maybe not below average, but somewhere in the middle. You're not even the best of the average women. You don't get to look at men who work normal everyday jobs you should have respect for, and then just be like, whatever, yeah. That's not you. That's not your position in this whole thing.
You could be like a car salesman, the manager of McDonald's. Nah, I'm lying. I want a sugar daddy. Yeah.
Shaming
Yeah.
yourself. Ain't nobody shaming.
Okay, so I mean, we started here, I guess.
I guess
So
it's
how
gonna be
much
the
money
theme
do
of
you
the
want the
show.
man to make?
Average women thinking that they can.
Enough that I don't really care how much he make. He just gotta want to give it to me.
He got okay. So he just
Okay, guys, I don't really know how much time I'm gonna spend here because I don't know how serious this young lady is. Of course, I could just disqualify her demeanor. Black women need to, of course, fix their demeanors up and make their demeanors less aggressive and less just hostile. And people have complaints about black women in the workplace, at like different retail environments. This goes outside of dating and relationships. For all those people who try to act like content creators like me are just specifically after black women, it's like, no, a lot of us speak on black women because that's what we know and that's what our sons are going to date and marry. So if we have issues with what we see in the dating market, we should raise conversations, especially us family men who care about there being wives in the black community in 10, 20, 30 years. It starts with us, this generation, having the conversation right now. Young girls like this, it's hard to tell sometimes if they're even serious, but we'll see.
has to have a budget for you. How much do he got to give you a month?
I don't care. Like no less than 1,000 though.
Oh, that's not bad. So you want
Yeah, that's not bad.
You want 1,000 a month. So, but you don't want anybody. He said people worked at Checkers.
Okay, and I would also like for him not to work down there for 1,000 a month. That's
Okay.
not
She's
gonna cut
playing.
it.
What do you mean work down where?
Like I would like for him not to want sex if he's only giving 1,000 a month.
Ma'am, I'm not sure if you understand how men work, ma'am. But even if we lose control of what we got going on down there, that doesn't mean we don't want to be intimate anymore. It just means we're kind of messed up right now. Our situation is probably embarrassing, probably a little bit apprehensive about it or whatever, but that doesn't mean he doesn't want to. See, and this is where a lot of younger women, you guys get it wrong. You think that men get older and then our desires change. Like you think that men grow out of desiring what we've always desired. Just don't even play yourself like that, ladies. Any lady out here who might be tuning in thinking that, don't sell yourself that dream. It's not a real one.
Oh, wait. So you want a sugar daddy that will give you 1,000, but he won't get sex.
Mm-hmm. Like now, if he like, oh, thank you, beautiful. Oh, sorry about that.
Ma'am, so like this is so confusing because why do you want his money then? Like you do understand that of course it's easy. I could call you a streetwalker or whatever, 304. That's easy. But more than that, you're a thief. I need you to see this as what's any different than you and like a hacker or someone who is just deviating their way into another person's finances who you don't have any real intentions for. I need you women to understand something, that even joking or not, when you come out in the public talking like this, you it's more than you just being an unmarriageable woman. You sound like a criminal. You don't get to just come into people's lives and take their resources and you're not attracted to them. You don't want them to touch you.
Here you go. You're welcome.
Unbelievable.
Sorry. What was I saying?
Oh, you said
yeah.
so 1,000 for no sex. Are you gonna sleep with anybody while he's giving you 1,000?
No.
So you just be celibate while you're with this man?
Yeah, I've been celibate. I don't
You a
know.
liar.
Ma'am, that's not true. Because if any guy who you would force into this kind of arrangement and he's giving you even if it was $500 of money that you didn't earn, if you really like the guy, you would put out. What are you talking about? You wouldn't just be celibate. You would probably go find a guy you really like in the meantime. Like all women do who deal with sugar daddies. They don't just stay faithful to a sugar daddy. They go whatever. And even sugar daddies eventually expect something. Some just like there's escorting services for women who just are for an evening or whatever, but you don't want to do that. And you probably don't even qualify to work in those services because they want beautiful women. About to get real for you tonight.
So okay, I'm just curious. So you want a man that's gonna give you money, but you don't want to have sex. So you don't want to have sex anymore?
No, I do, but I just want it to come naturally.
Okay.
Now you want it to come naturally.
God, this sounds like I don't even like this line of question.
I do need to clear one thing up too, Kendra.
Okay.
Because last time they were saying that I married them in the military for money. No, I married the old man for money. The military don't give you enough money to get married.
What?
So you married an older man?
What?
You married him?
That is not true, everybody.
I thought you was going to marry him.
No, I married him and then he died.
Oh, you did marry him. Mm-hmm. I gotta go. Did you tell me that, or did you tell me you were going to marry him?
No, I just said I was married, and everybody just assumed that I married somebody in the military for money.
Yes. Okay. So you actually did marry the 82-year-old man.
Mm-hmm.
So did you get money when he died?
Yes, I did.
So that's not enough money for you? You got to get another sugar daddy?
I would rather spend someone else's money.
What?
I beg your pardon?
So what's the age range you want to date?
Okay.
30 to 80.
And he has to be able to, okay. This is why I'm scared to ask this question, because I feel like I hate to even say it. It sounds like prostitution, because it's like you already said $1,000 don't get you vagina. So what's the amount that gets the guy vagina?
Well, it's not even about the amount. It's more of like what you gonna do for me all together. I want you to be romantic, everything, the works.
You want the guy to be romantic. Mm-hmm. But why did you say if you...
Hold on, wait a minute. But if you meet a guy and he's not romantic, he don't have all those things, you just go date guys who have it. Don't just like the guys who don't have it. Just be like, okay, well, since you're not romantic like I like, you're a good guy to steal from. That's not it. That's not the way to work it. The guys who you don't like, you just leave alone. This is what's made the dating market a messed up place. This has killed chivalry, because y'all think that you guys get to play with the guys you don't like.
Only gives you 1,000, you're not having sex with him.
Because I just feel like if you're just giving 1,000 and nothing else, I make that on my own.
But ma'am, but I think what you're failing to consider, I think what you're failing to consider is that if you don't have anything to offer in return for him giving you that 1,000, like what's so special about you that after he gives you that 1,000, just sitting looking at you is worth it? And I promise you, you are not worthy of like a guy just sitting around you for $1,000. And I don't think there's any woman who's just so gorgeous that a guy should just keep paying $1,000 for entry fee to access to her. I think any woman who thinks like that is nuts. She probably doesn't even like that man. And all the guys out there, if women are putting like this crazy expense level on a date, like, oh, I need you to take me to this restaurant or I won't date you. She doesn't like you. Trust me, she doesn't like you. She damn near hates you.
So what's some other deal breakers you have?
That's it.
That's it? Oh, I don't know if her camera went out. I don't know if her phone died. I don't really know what happened. $1,000 a month for used ass is crazy.
David says she wants a romantic 80-year-old.
Well, everybody. I did feel like it seemed like this type of line of questions. So you want to be one client hooker, get a career.
Roberts, I didn't ask for your opinion, but since you want to give yours, I will rebuttal. I had a career, retired. I make great money on my own. So to want a man that makes what I make or more is not asking too much. And
Man, like I think what a lot of modern women have to realize is that it isn't a matter of if asking for a man who makes the same amount of you is asking for too much. The question is that a reasonable thing to ask? Considering the way men have historically picked women for a mate. Is that reasonable? It isn't. You guys are acting as if it's a matter of just dollars amount or the amount of dollars itself. That's where you guys are accidentally falling into a dishonest place in the conversation. Because it isn't that. It isn't just about dollars. A lot of them will end up homeless, unfortunately.
And then I saw the comment said $1,000 a month for used ass. Your mom has used ass. And I'm pretty sure somebody still dated her.
Ooh.
You know, sometimes things just don't work out.
Yeah, ma'am. Somebody probably dated every one of our mothers, but not all of our mothers asked for like a guy who made an astronomical amount of money. And our mothers didn't go out into the dating market saying, "Oh yeah, like I need $1,000 and you can't even touch me." That's what you're saying, and now you're just trying to like group yourself with every decent woman. Don't do that.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know what's going on, child. I'm pushing all these damn buttons. I'm getting confused. I'm
said her
not
nails
get
are freshly-
Abraham.
They said her nails are freshly
Just
bit.
bring her this.
Yeah, I know she
Okay.
got that Clarissa Shields
Good
look.
job. Okay. So
She fights
now
you.
you already been here before. So you are, and I'm quite sure you saw the comments the last time.
Mhm.
So I guess you ready for the smoke.
yeah. I mean, I don't be caring what nobody think because this my life. I'm still young and I'm living it until I'm gone. So I don't care what they think.
And that's big. That's one of the biggest issues with our women. Y'all don't care what anybody thinks. You don't care what anybody thinks. And just like you said, you're going to be living your life until you're gone. There comes a time where you're not just like living. There comes a time where you settle down. You start acting like an adult. Black people, we just think we get to play forever. Party never ends. It's a part of the reason why our family structure is so poor.
Okay. So no broke men need to apply.
No, thank you.
All right. And it's, how do you say her name again?
Trinity,
Could the guy have kids?
I don't care.
Do you want more kids?
No,
No. So no more kids. Okay. Should he look a certain way?
nope.
All right. The next question is money. We kind of already got there. Is there a minimum dollar amount or no?
At least. So okay, so I was talking to a couple of men off of your dating app, and they told me that the amount that I said was way too low. So I'm gonna say 200K or more.
Well, did that man, are you still talking to him? Did he give you money?
It's very rare we have two women in the same show asking for $200,000 and above. But again, it's absurd that average women think that they can ask for it as well. There's no guarantee that the above average women would just guarantee get a man who makes $200,000 a year. You women who are below average, even if you make that, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to get a guy. If you're below average in your dating market value, it doesn't matter what you earn in your personal adult life. It doesn't matter what that is. You could be a billionaire, but if you're a 2 on a 10 scale, you're going to get what those women get in the dating market. Now, if you're a man, those two are conflated. They're synonymous. A man cannot look the best, but if you like his lifestyle, you'll still want to deal with him. And women will. That's not his fault either. That women will deal with him if he's ugly, but men are more visual and won't go that way. That's just the game.
Yeah, he gave me money, but he's too slow. He want too much. He want me to talk to him all day and stuff. I don't got time for that.
Wait a minute. So you met a man on the app and he already gave you money?
Mm-hmm.
How much money
couple.
he give you?
A couple have given me money.
Whoa! Wait, so on my dating app, men are sending you money?
Yeah.
Woo! All the ladies about to join now, child.
Kendra, you have to be the biggest. I'm gonna move on from here. I'm gonna end this addressing Kendra. Kendra, you have to be the biggest hypocrite in all of media, in all of YouTube media, whatever our little circuit is. You're a huge hypocrite. You're going to support this young girl in this kind of mentality. But if a man came onto your show and said that he was violated by a woman and you denied it and you didn't believe him and you treated him like garbage, and then you told him that if anybody who wanted to date him was a fool, and then when we did a live about it, you hurried up and took it down because you knew that probably wouldn't come back good. That wouldn't shine back good on you, right? Instead of you pressing this young lady about her mentality and helping her out, helping her go the right way as an older black woman, you're joining in as if you're her age, as if you guys are on the same level. This just looks like two girlfriends just having a conversation about using guys. And you're supposed to think that, and we're supposed to think you're a good example for the black community. Kendra, reasonable people can see through you. You are not good for you're not good for black women. You're not good for black men. You're just good for Kendra G and whatever it is you're building up and your stupid little ideas. But this is disturbing to see, to watch you like be exciting and like elated in this young lady having these Nile viewpoints and being very careless in how she uses men. Shame on you. Now, we're going to move on because this whole exchange is a little bit annoying. So we are going to move on. God, Kendra, when you going to stop being trash? And for all the little hyenas who come into my comment sections talking crazy, the smoke shows, we're going to be holding them every Friday. And if you got something to say, don't do it in the comment section. Come up to the show and let's see if you can make World Star. Come up and talk to the wolf. It's so easy to express your feelings in the comment section. Come to my show. Come on to the panel so we can talk. Let's discuss it. Whatever you might be feeling about whatever you guys are in disagreement with, let's see if you all can back your points up with something valid for once. And not just the stuff we've heard before. Your mother's black and all this other bullshit, and like, oh, your mother's black and you're gay, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Your mama probably, yada, 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 nigga, whatever, bitch. We heard that shit. Heard that shit before. None of that shit. Nobody's fazed by it. Nobody's impressed by it.
Hi, Kendra.
Hi, honey.
How are you?
Good. What's your name?
I'm so sorry. I'm nervous. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
How you pronounce your name?
It's Takis.
I said take us.
It's okay. That's okay. It's an unusual name. It's all right.
Takis, where you calling us from, love?
I am calling you from Kentucky, Shelbyville, Kentucky.
Kentucky. And how old are you?
I'm 31.
31. And what you do for a living?
I am going to school right now, and I work at Dollar General in Simpsonville.
Hit the like button,
But
everybody.
before that, I was an inventory specialist for 2 years. So, but yeah, I love my job though, and I love what I do.
Okay. So Dollar General, can you wipe your camera?
Yes, ma'am. I'm so sorry. I just got off of it not too long ago. That's embarrassing, Lord.
Yeah,
Pronounce it again, honey.
Takis.
Takis. Okay. So Takis, what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Pisces.
Pisces. Takis, Kentucky, 31, Pisces, works at Dollar General. Do you have any kids?
Yes, I do. I have 2.
2. How old are your 2 kids?
One of them is 1, and the other one is 9.
Okay. Both by the same man?
No, different daddies.
Why are you not with the 1-year-old dad?
We decided just wasn't working out. We tried, but we just went our separate ways. So we're just there for our son.
Okay. And so we got Takis, Kentucky, 31, works at Dollar General, mom of 2 kids, vice men. Ever been married?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Married? You ever been married, honey?
No, ma'am.
No, never married. I can see you, but I feel like your Wi-Fi is not that clear, but I can see you.
Uh-oh. Oh, shoot, hold on now.
No, I don't want you to move.
You know
Let's
what?
try. Okay, what kind of man are you looking for, sweetheart?
I'm looking for somebody that's genuine. I feel like everybody has the same characteristics. I'm not looking for no rich man. I'm just looking for somebody that's genuine, that can just keep it 100 all the time, no lying, just being yourself. Yeah, that's all I ask. Just being genuine, honestly, a genuine person. That's all I ask.
What are your deal breakers?
Ooh, my deal breakers, Kendra, Lord bless it. I don't like liars. Like I said, I like people that keep it real. I don't care what you got going on, as long as you can tell me, as long as you got, even if it's drama, But another one is too many baby mamas. 2's good because I got 2 baby daddies. So, but if you got like 3, 4, but
No. See, what a lot of you women got to understand is it's not a matter of adding up baby daddies or baby mamas like it matches up. See, the issue with modern women, y'all think men are equal. Y'all think that everything should be like, oh, you have what I have, blah, 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 blah. We're not kids. We're not kids. You understand? Like, see, because a man, him and his kids, they're going to come and pay for the situation. A woman and her kids, they need stuff. They need a situation. They're not the same as the man's kids. That's the truth. Y'all always want to be in the same boat as a man. It's not the same. A man who come into a situation, if he's paying your bills, doesn't matter if he has kids. He's paying your bills. You just coming in, I got to pay your bills and I got to pay your kids' bills. You're actually a burden. One of us is actually taking and the other is coming with stuff. Like, you wouldn't be like, oh, he can have 2 babies because I got 2 baby daddies. It wouldn't matter if he got 8 because he's going to be paying for something. You and your kids have y'all hands out.
Another one is just not a clean person. Don't keep up with their hygiene. I like somebody that, keep up with their hygiene. We grown out here, so you shouldn't be going out here smelling, musty or anything. So, because I will tell you. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you will tell. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll keep it a buck.
You keep it a buck. Okay. Should he look a certain way?
No, I don't. I used to be picky in looks, but not no more. Like I said, as long as he's genuine with me and he's got a good heart, that's all that matters.
Okay.
That's all that matters.
Should he make a certain amount of money?
No. Money is not an issue. No, I'm not asking for a broke man. Don't come in with no money. $0 or nothing like it. But I'm not asking for somebody that's rich or anything like that because I'm not rich. So I'm trying to make it out here with my kids. So I just, like I said, somebody's genuinely trying to make it out here just like I am. That's what matters. So that's what I'm looking for.
Really? really good answers. I must say, other than the baby daddy stuff, for a woman who is past the danger zone, this is how you talk. For all the ladies out there who think that there is that all of us black men were just incapable of having something positive to say about a black woman. Again, this is an example of a woman who's probably she's late, because when you're past 29, you're in trouble already as a woman. I don't care who you think you are in the dating market. You're in trouble after 29. You're already it's kind of starting to look spooky for your chances of you getting married. Right? This is probably the best demeanor you can have, regardless of where else she's flawed, when you already are in the back. You should probably just be like, man, whoever just trying to like work through this, this situation, that is me. Because obviously I'm 30 and nobody's picked me. The best, when you're already at a disadvantage in the dating market, humble is always going to be the best. Chill, neutral, just... If y'all are wondering what us men are looking for, as if it's like impossible, it looks pretty simple like this. Women who they're just kind of just chill. Like, now, our women do need to be more intentional. They shouldn't be like, doesn't really matter the money, whatever. Our women do need to be more intentional, regardless of how chill. Our women need to learn how to rank themselves so that they can know how much money they can ask for from a man. Because if you're a 2 and you think you can ask for a man who makes $100,000 a year and you look like Gabrielle Sidibe, you're out of place. I don't even know if we need to do anything else here with this specific call. I want to move on to the feature presentation. I'd like to move on to the feature presentation, but I have a feeling that there's just more to be discussed before we just move on to there, because I really want to take my time with the feature presentation. Very disturbing stuff going on. But it wasn't as disturbing as some other things I saw.
Wow, I'm like, girl, I'm not going nowhere.
I'm in California, so it's 7:30 here. Where are you?
I'm in Dallas. It's 9:31.
Okay, 9:30 in Dallas. All right. All right, what's your name, baby?
Deanna.
Deanna, and where you calling me from?
Dallas, Texas.
Duh. What you do for a living, boo?
I work in logistics, so like warehouse.
And how old are you?
36.
Okay, I know you about to go to bed, but you on live TV right now. You want to keep your bonnet on?
Yes.
Okay.
Y'all don't want to see what's going on with this wig.
Now, Kendra isn't one to be putting black women in their place, but it says a lot that almost every show, there's a woman who she has to like say like, hey, you know people are watching. Look how black people have to be alerted that they're in public. It's very symbolistic of how we conduct ourselves in public. It's like nobody really, we have to be reminded that we're too loud in an environment more than other people. We got to be told, oh, don't wear a bedroom garb, something that you go to bed with, where people can see you. This is tragic.
My lace ain't right. It's not right.
Okay. So, the bonnet
that
is
means you just don't.
Right now.
That just means you don't call into the show.
Wearing a wig. But I do have hair. I'm not bald head. I swear.
Okay. What? Do you have any kids, honey?
No kids. Just
I
the
show
fur
speed
mom.
make me sick.
The fur mom. You ever been married?
No.
Never married. Okay. So we got Deanna, Dallas, logistics, 36, no kids, never married. What's your zodiac sign?
Virgo, the best sign.
All right, let's get to it. Deanna, Dallas, logistics, 36, no kids, never married. Mm-hmm. What kind of man you looking for?
I guess just somebody that is a good communicator. I guess like young around my age, but old fashioned, because I still want to like have conversations on the phone. I'm not really into like texting back and forth for somebody that's not really intentional. So I want somebody to really get to know me, because I really want to know them. So
because she really wants to get to know them. Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Deal breakers, I guess somebody that doesn't know how to communicate. So inconsistent, especially when it comes to communication. And just inconsistent all the way around. Don't tell me you're going to do something and then don't do it. Like, that's probably a pet peeve and a deal breaker.
Pet peeve and a deal breaker. Okay.
Yes.
Should he look a certain way?
No, I mean, I think we're all working on ourselves, so he doesn't have to look a certain way. I would prefer somebody that's taller than me. I'm not that tall. I'm like 5'6", but 5'6" and up would be preferred.
5'6" and up would be preferred. Okay. Yeah. Should he make a certain amount of money?
He don't have to make a certain amount of money, but like at least be able to take care of yourself. So I think that's starting at like 50K or something like that.
Okay.
And work your way up. I'm trying to work my way up. So
okay, I know that's right. Yeah. What's the age range you want to date?
I would say like 32 to like 45.
32 to 45. Okay. Yeah. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Oh yeah. I'll be forgetting about this part. Okay.
Ugh. Oh, looks like you in. Okay, we see you, buddy.
I got no. Sorry.
What'd you say about your butt?
I don't got no booty, y'all. None. It's just a little pinch back there. That's it.
It's Deanna?
Deanna, yeah.
Deanna.
A lot of you women would have better bodies if you worked out. If you like, some of you women aren't even fat, but y'all just don't have the best body you can have because you don't do anything. You're just a broad who stays in the house. Just a broad who stays in the house. You don't do anything. You eat a lot of ice cream and ribs and stuff like that. And again, at least you're in shape. I'm glad for that. Your room is filthy. Clean it. But again, just tone up. Like, you know, a lot of you women, you're not even in a bad place. I can tell you haven't maximized what you've been given. Like, you have a metabolism that's kept you out of overweight territory. You just don't care. Everything about your situation looks depressing. Like,
you want kids?
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you date a guy that has kids already?
Yes. If he wants more kids, I would say like even in the next year or two, because I mean, I'm getting up there, so I don't want necessarily to wait super long. But yeah, I do. I don't mind somebody having kids as long as they want more kids, because I want at least one.
You want at least one? Okay, yeah. Fair enough. She wants at least one. All right. When was your last relationship?
My last relationship was last year. I believe we broke up like the week before Valentine's Day, so February.
Okay, I think I got everything I need to know on her. She actually is pretty reasonable. You just need to take the bonnet off your head, lady. Like, some of you women are like not even what you're presenting. Some of you women are presenting something that looks like nobody would ever want to touch or settle down with. And then at the end of the day, you're actually a decent woman. What a waste to actually be a half decent woman, but you're presenting yourself as if you aren't. It's no different than a lot of us men who are like tech engineers, lawyers, doing well for yourselves, but you dress every day like men who get shoved on top of like car hoods. Like, I don't know. I don't know why we do that. Now, moving on, we're gonna go ahead and move over to the feature presentation and conclude the show. I'm pretty sure this is somewhat of a lengthy call. This is our last archetype of the show. The only thing that will stop the show from this point on will be the cash apps. We're about 70 away from goal. Hopefully we make goal so that we can come back here and react tomorrow, and get it on tomorrow. If not, I will do a short form video at 2 and take the rest of the day off. Respectfully. Now, calls like this is what has made the space popular. Let's go ahead. Let's not waste any time.
There's a lot going on. You ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I like that you have good light in your setup. I appreciate that.
Bathroom right now.
I mean, you're almost perfect. You're pretty perfect. I can deal with this. I would just say if you can bring your camera down more, but if not, I can work with this. I love the preparation and the setup.
I have it like propped a little bit.
Have you been on the show before?
No, but I've been watching for 4 years. I was in a relationship for 3 years, so I'm
okay. So now you're single and you're ready.
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous.
I know. I understand. I mean, you guys have a lot of courage to come on our show, so I'm not mad at it. All right, how do you pronounce your name, honey?
Cynthia.
Cynthia? You said Cynthia?
Tia.
Say it again.
Tia.
Tia, how old are you?
I'm 25.
25, and what you do for a living?
I'm currently a dual master's grad student, but I work part-time. I have 2 jobs. So I work with kids with disabilities and adults with disabilities.
So, okay, kids with disabilities and adults with disabilities. Okay, do you have any kids yourself?
No.
No kids. And what city or state you calling me from?
I'm in New York City.
New York City. And what's your zodiac sign?
Virgo.
What?
Oh.
A Virgo? Virgo. So we got Tia, 25, Virgo, lives in New York City, works with kids and adults with disability, and no kids yourself, right? Never married?
No, and I'm a student as well.
And you're a student, okay. All right, Tia. What kind of man you looking for?
So dating, and I'm on like a couple dating apps and I meet men in person, but I guess someone that's kind, intelligent, that's major for me, educated.
That is a hard 25.
Preferably no kids because I have no kids, and just.
That's what I'm saying. Like.
Just a good person.
Asking for 250.
A good person.
Financially secure.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
I think my deal breakers is any criminal record, someone that's not sensitive to kids or adults with disability or people that are like different than them. Like I have ADHD. That's something that I've kind of always had, and I discovered I had it like in my early 20s. So that's a part of my identity, and I work with kids, and when I graduate I'll be a special education like teacher. So someone that's just very in tune with knowing that there's neurodivergent people out there. So that's important for me. I guess a deal breaker would be not being understanding of that. Another deal breaker would be a lot of kids. 1 in 50-50 relationship, like 1 in a 50-50 situationship, and any type of abusiveness.
Okay, now one thing that I got to cover, and I'm just gonna come straight out with it. A lot of you below average women, you guys cannot rule out a 50-50 relationship like the women who are above average. This is just a different, separate issue, other than the fact that you don't even qualify for the dollar amount you're gonna ask for. Let's go ahead and get into it. This was the beginning of it getting ugly.
So you don't want a 50-50 relationship?
No, that's not up culturally. I'm Jamaican, so.
Okay, so.
Ma'am, I wouldn't care if you. I wouldn't care if you were Eskimo. If you don't qualify for like a provider guy, you won't get one. Because Gabrielle Sinebe, or some woman who's at a disadvantage physically in every way, she can't just go switch cultures and then her chances are better. So who are you? Like, that's just like a...
That means you want a provider 100%.
80, 90%, even 70%, yeah, a provider.
80, 90%. Okay. Okay. Should he look a certain way?
I'm 5'8", so I would prefer someone 5'9" and up.
Someone 5'9" and up, okay. Should he make a certain amount of money?
Yeah, so I do want to get married and I want kids in the future. So I would say upwards of like a quarter, middle six figures.
So 250,000.
I beg your pardon?
My dog died alone. So
Ma'am, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna happen. Ma'am, what are you talking? You don't. That guy is so. Do you realize that that guy's in the top 10% of earners? What makes you think he's looking your direction? And what about your experience has showed you that he's looking your direction? And I get it. You're thinking about how much your life costs. But like I try to tell women all the time, this doesn't have anything to do with your personal economic value when they're talking about men and your dating market value. Where your dating market value can get you, your personal life can't get you a lot of the times when you're a woman. Unless what you do in your business world is somehow conducive to the man's business. Maybe. Like men marry their secretaries and Jay-Z married somebody who he was managing. Stuff like that.
So does the man have a shot with you if he makes less than that or projected to make less than that or no?
No, I want kids, and kids are expensive. I work with kids 5 to 7 days a week.
I don't give a damn.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you something. We don't
Like, what makes you think that your desire to have a thing just means you get to have it? You do understand that in an adult world, you have to be practical. You have to understand what's realistic for yourself and what is not. And everything isn't possible. This isn't Disney. You are not Kevin Garnett after his finals win. Everything is not possible. Much love to Harry Hogan. He came through and took the sponsor spot. He says, this is toxic work. Clearly delusional. You're right, Harry. Much love. Thank you for coming through and sponsoring the show. That puts us at just about $60. Yeah, $40, and then we're on to another show. We'll be here tomorrow. Out of it. Unbelievable, lady. Excuse me.
So.
Okay, so no man that's not making that or projected to make that.
Can I tell you my age range? Maybe that will make more sense to you.
No, it won't make more sense.
So
this lady's
I'm
crazy.
used to dating like executives, people in tech,
Much
doctors,
love Intellect for holding down the sponsor spot.
business owners, and a lot of them do make that amount or higher.
So what's up with those guys?
Well, kids. They have kids, or they don't want to be a provider, or things just happen.
So they make the amount of money and they still don't want to be a provider?
You're a liar. You're a liar, man, because it's almost been statistically proven when a guy is making this amount of money, when he has to have like an astronomical amount of like troubled kids for it to be considered an undesirable situation. I do not believe you. I think you're dishonest. And I think you're inflating a couple of high-value relationships so that you don't sound ridiculous for asking for a man who makes mid-six figures. But you do sound delusional. You do sound absurd for doing it. Let's go ahead and get back into the show. Much love to David Edwards. He dropped 14 Taurus gold. That puts us at 73. Much love, David Edwards. We're kicking ass. Let's go ahead and move along.
Yeah, they want 50-50 relationships.
So you date the men that make 250K and they still want a 50-50 relationship?
Yeah, many men don't want to be providers. It's a thing.
Who gonna tell her, everybody? Who in the hell is gonna tell this lady? She because nobody knows. Everybody knows except her. Ma'am, the reason why those guys were making you probably pay for your own lunch is because they never intended on like doing anything for you. They never intended on keeping you. because you were booty of the moment. You were never anything real. You're a high value guy's plaything. And I'm going to tell you how you became his plaything. It's because you were sniffing around in a territory you didn't belong in. Because you're hanging around men and trying to approach men who you should not be trying to deal with. And guys, we got something for every girl who comes near us, even the girl we don't want anything to do with long term. Yeah, we got something for you. And again, you might think in ultimate, oh, he's just not serious or whatever. But when it comes down to when a guy wants to marry a woman, he will. And if he doesn't, it's because he didn't want to. So you have to figure out why they aren't closing the deal. Not these dumb, childish, juvenile reasons you've made up. You don't qualify for them on like a long-term basis. So you get what you get. They're making, and you better believe that those same high value guys where they deal with women who are gorgeous, those women don't have to pay for shit. You get that treatment because you're you and those women are them. That might sound harsh, but that's the reality that you need to hear. Because right now you're looking for a guy who's not looking for you.
Or some of them don't want to have kids, or they're a certain age. So the age range I date, I would say, would be like 30 and up.
Yeah, if she takes the wig off, at least we know what we get.
But $250K is the minimum.
I want to be married and I want to have kids. So I would say, I don't want to put a number on it because I feel like there's a stigma when you put a number on it. So
well, I mean, here's the deal. The question can be skipped and sometimes the question can't be skipped. But I mean, the answer could be whatever it is, right? So there's some women who don't care, but you obviously do care. So I guess the clarity is this. You want to have children, and when you have children, you do not want to work at all.
Oh no, my career trajectory is teacher, specialist, lawyer. So I do want to work, but I do want someone that will provide for the family. Like that's
I guess sometimes I've heard this question from the men. So what happens with all the money that you make if he's the sole provider?
It goes into the household, it goes into the kids, it goes into investment, travel, stuff like that. Now,
this is actually exactly what guys who have a woman who they're paying their bills and they're paying the woman's bills and she works. This is exactly what guys want their women to do with the money when they put her in the home. But here's your issue. Your problem is this. You get to do that for a guy who makes less than $250,000 a year. This would be actually at least one time a show. This would actually be like, this wouldn't be so messed up if you didn't know what to do. Like you actually know what to do as a housewife. So if you end up making this mistake, you're going to lose, and you actually might have had something to offer as a woman. You're just going after the wrong guy. Because and this is the product of women thinking that the dating market isn't a matter of if your looks qualify you or not. This is that everybody's a 10 culture. Love is in the eye of the beholder, all that bullshit. When the truth is historically speaking, men who make certain amounts of money, they make certain kinds of decisions with women. Now, are there some high value guys out there with overweight women? Yes, and they married them. Yes. Are there some high value men out there who have dated maybe even an ugly woman? Yes, they're out there. But those one-off exile situations don't speak well for what typically and frequently happens on a daily basis. It's just a one-off. All right, let's go ahead and get back into it.
Okay, so he's the sole provider of all the living expenses, and your money is the extracurricular activity.
Yes.
Okay, we got the explanation. Okay, let's do the Kendra Cam.
And just for the sake of it, and because I'm going to be doing this, and just to show everybody that I'm going to be kicking ass when we open the call lines up, I'm going to rate a woman I'm gonna rate you. Yes, and it's not gonna be that hard either. And I'm gonna rate you even though the hair that's on your head isn't even yours, okay? Right? I'm gonna let you know that again, it's important that you know where you rank, because if you know where you rank, then you know how much money you can ask for in the dating market. So you know what your cap is. Because believe it or not, man, there are some men in the dating market you don't qualify for. And believe it or not, men we live under the understanding of this. We know that there are women out of our league. I don't think women act like this. As soon as you guys have a need, y'all just want the guy who can meet the need. You don't think about if he wants you or not, or if he should want you. You just want what you want. Your guy, since every day of the week, you are a 4 on a 10 scale. 4. And I know that if we were talking, you would be like, ah ha ha, or you'd be like, you got me messed up. Cuck. But I'm telling you, you're a 4. Right? And let me tell you what a 4 gets to ask for. A 4 gets to ask for men making under $40,000 a year. And I think that 4 is even being graceful. There's some people down there giving you lower numbers, but just so that people don't think I'm a complete stickler, I'm going to give you a 4, knowing that once you take that hair off your head and you scrub that makeup off, you could look like your whole ass brother, and it would be easy. That could be the circumstance. I'm looking at you. I'm just looking at you. You got hard features. And the reason why I'm insulted by you is because all those men who actually would have been good suitors for you, they're just now invisible. And they could have used that support you were talking about, the investments and whatever. You don't want to go 50-50 or whatever. Okay, well, it just so happens nature has something else planned for you, man. Good luck.
I like you're in shape.
And all you get
like
is
to go hiking and exercise and stuff like that. So, my schedule's a little.
Nah, man. And again, you're fit, you're in shape. But I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say what most men in the comment section are probably thinking. Your body's nothing to really call home about. You're pretty plain. Again, man, you're just as average and as plain. Sometimes women like you, everybody knows me in my comment section. They know I tend to leave room open for the body, because the body sometimes can change the rating of a face. If a woman's face is like at a disadvantage, if her body is appealing, that can change the rating. But it's just a matter of how nice the body looks. Your body's pretty average, pretty plain, pretty simple
right now. But when I'm not so packed, I'm very like active.
When you're not so packed, okay. Let me see. We got some paid questions, child.
No.
This one said, Kendra, go ahead and get your drawing pad ready. Save her some time. So I have been known to draw people for people when they say something that we think is not going to happen. I'm not going to draw your man, though.
I'm not asking for a lot. These are the men that I date, and
yeah, okay, but let me challenge that. So one will say, if these are the men that you date, then you don't even need to be with us. You should be able to close the deal then, because you already have access to the men that you date. So that actually kind of makes it worse.
Kendra, doesn't that sound familiar? Kendra, aren't you always the one who's like, I'm trying to tell you, ladies, these men are in my world. This is what they're saying. These are the men are around them or whatever. And what I'm trying to figure out, Kendra, is why the hell can't you get a date? You're always talking about this, like especially when you were in radio, you used to be like, oh, I got got all these 6-figure men around me. I'm like, all right, Kendra, well, hell, like, where's your nigga? I'm just keeping it real, like as if I'm one of your cousins or something. Like, you know, you always are like 6-figure men. Like, that's my world. Blah, 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 blah. I'm always around rich men. I know what they think. Blah, blah, blah. Why can't you get a man, Kendra? And more importantly, why is it so easy? Why is it so easy for you to see this in other women, but you don't see it in yourself? Told you, little brother you need, and you don't even know it. That little light-skinned, devious brother who come through, and he always got something to say. He thinks he's a know-it-all. And you can't deal with it. All right. Let's go ahead and get back into the show.
Because what you're telling us is you have access to these men, but you're not closing the deal with them to get what you want, I guess,
Right.
which is to
She's
be
who
their
you
wife.
are.
Mm-hmm. I see your point there. My goal isn't to be someone's wife that doesn't want me to be their wife. So it has to be equally aligned, right? Like right now, my focus right now is like making sure I can provide for myself. But whoever is coming in my life, I want them to be able to provide as well. So that's why I'm in grad school. That's why I plan to go to law school. Like, I want to be a boss chick. Like, I want to be able to provide and take care of myself. Kendra. But whoever else is going to be in that picture needs to also be able to do that. So it's not like I'm asking for something that I can't do for myself.
But here's the thing. What you women don't get, that would matter if we were looking for the same things. If men and women in the dating market were looking for the same things, that would matter. But what we need from you isn't what you need from us. We don't need security in provisions, in money. You do. That's why we don't have to care about your businesses. Believe it or not, this is even going to get more interesting. Let's spin the clip. Can't believe she said that boss chick shit. I don't even know how to address it.
Listen, I always tell people I'm not a relationship expert. I'm not a life coach. I don't give myself those titles. What I will say is I have a journalist background. And for the last 5 years, I have been talking to more than, really, I think the number is more than 15,000 single people. So with that, I've collected a lot of data. And I was talking about this the other day, and I get the boss chick mentality because the boss chick says kind of what you says. I can provide this for myself, so I'm only asking what you can do in return, which makes sense. I get that logical thinking, right? But the disconnect, the man that usually makes that amount, he dates with a different mindset. I don't think any man wants a stupid woman to be his wife because they want somebody smart enough to raise their kids. I don't think any man even wants necessarily a broke woman, right? But I think it's not, they don't always say I want my financial equal. It's more so I want the woman that fits within my lifestyle. And sometimes it could be a woman who makes half of what you make. She wins out of availability for the things that he needs, right? So, but either way, I will say, go ahead.
So I was dating this guy for 3 months recently, and it's funny enough that you're talking about this. The reason that I had to cut off that relationship was a few things came up that I didn't agree with. So he does well for himself. He's in tech, but we got into a conversation about like what happens if I get pregnant or what happens if we're married and I have kids. So his take is that he knows people that have kids and goes back to work in 3 months, 6 months. My take is that if I'm having a child with a man, I want to be able to be there for that child at least until they can talk. So
well, hold on a second, lady. That's the point. Your income does not matter in the scenario. If ultimately he is going to be financially responsible for everything. Again, you women are you guys are trying to use your money in the dating market as leverage, but you don't intend on using it. And of course, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I just want to take a year off. I just want to take 2 years off. And then pretty much you'll pretty much never go back to work. He'll take care of you. Some guys are okay with this, but they're okay with this accepting it in the beginning, not like you came into the deal flexing your money and how you were going to do this and you would take your income to help this investment happen faster, and then you just get pregnant and then just sit around for a year. Where some guys might expect you to go back to work. What happened? I thought you were a strong, independent woman. Some guys are like, yeah, you got 2-3 months, get your ass up, time to get on back out and make some bread. Come on. You met me talking that shit. You met me talking how like, you like to work. Much love, Thanos.
But I asked you this question and I said, you want to have kids and you don't want to work. And you said, that's not true. I'm a student. I want to do this. Oh, your volume went out, honey.
I'm sorry. Until they can talk, as in I want to go back to work. As in, that is something that I wouldn't mind doing, but...
All right. Oh, until you can talk. Until you can talk. And who knows when that could be. What if you end up having an autistic child? What if the child doesn't speak ever? Or it's delayed. It takes the child about 5 or 6 years to talk. That's what I'm dealing with. I got a son. I'm still waiting on him to talk. You never know, right? So, again, you're leaving all these variables and rooms for acts of God to occur that will just keep you in the house and underneath his money. And what's sinister about this is you women don't think that us men know that you intend on sitting on your ass. That's why it's sinister for you to try to leverage your money as leverage in how you'll bring a man into your life because you don't intend on using it long term. And men are just saying, let's just start having the negotiation from understanding that eventually you're going to get pregnant and everything is going to be on me. Much love to Amazement 17. He says, what I don't get is if we led with money, they'll be turned off. But we have to accept it when they do it. Exactly. They're always like, he thinks I care about his money and blah, 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 blah. But in another breath, they'll come into your life just demanding that you take care of certain resources. We're coming up to the end of the reaction. I'm letting you guys know 70-something would be an awesome amount of money to just be able to take home and then still be able to get the day off. We're about $29 away. We're about $25 away from goal. Suck to be able to just take home this amount of money and then still be able to have the day off. It's just not fair to the people who donate. Show you guys his love, man. They said, how would I rate her? She's a 5. And no, she's a 4. 4. She's not even a 5 because 5 can be like good looking, going either direction. A 5 has room to like get a nice, like her, do some squats and her body can improve or something. And then guys are looking at her a different way. There's so much room for 5. She's a 4. So she's just stuck with the genetics that she has. That's when you have like really, really hard, tough genetics that just aren't going to let up off your ass. And you're just what you are. She really needs to understand that she has to drop her dating standards because she's further from obtaining the man she thinks she's supposed to get than what she knows. That's what makes this type of entertaining. That's what makes this so entertaining. And right, and 5 is average. She's certainly below average. That's why I gave her a 4. 5 would be certainly being like really generous. And lady, if you think that these men in the comment section are just mean men, a lot of these men in my comment section are well-to-do, well-earning men who make good money. Before you try to just act like these are all bots and men who just don't like women. Because most of us are here because we like women. And we want to see change in the dating market.
I want to be there. I want to heal after I have a child. Black women have the highest mortality rate. So it all comes into play. So I would want to be with someone that.
See how she's saying it all comes into play, how black women have a higher mortality rate in birthing, which may even be true. But like now, but like now she's using it to she's leveraging a serious issue to like solicit more time to put off getting back to this career that was supposed to be such a contribution to this hypothetical rich family she's supposed to be having. Much love to Craig Lamont, came through and took the super chat sponsor. Spice says she is talking about her potential earnings, shaking my head. She's she's currently broke, a debt student. Crazy work. Exactly. It's like much love. Clifton came through and dropped 15, says goal. Much love. That puts us at about 87? Much love. Let's go ahead and get back into the show. Thanks for that contribution. Much love, Craig. Yeah, you women who are in like financial aid, you women who got like student loan debt to pay, like, who do y'all think is supposed to be paying debt from before they met the person? Who do y'all think these guys are? Y'all need to be taking that independent money y'all own and pay your own student loans. That's what you need to do. Stop getting with men just thinking that men are going to be ready to pay your, I was messing up my life before I met you money. Men ain't looking to pay that money.
If I can't work or if I can't contribute to the household, they can pick up the slack 100% without.
Intellect drop 5 says not letting you off that easy. Much love. We sponsored the show. Appreciate all of you guys for coming through and showing love. Much love, Intellect. Appreciate you, brother. I'm gonna be out in Thailand. I'm gonna hit you when I get out to Thailand. I'm gonna be out there soon. And you're probably the only person I know out in Bangkok. I'm gonna be calling you because probably gonna be scared. You know, the unknown. It's my first time leaving the country. Let's go ahead and get back into it.
So how many years is that? So the child can talk like 2 years old?
Yeah.
Right.
For him, that was absolutely not.
Okay.
So that's why I had to, that and a few other reasons was why I had to break that off.
Okay. Fair enough. So you guys were in a relationship?
Yeah, we were dating for months. I literally broke it off, I think earlier.
Were you guys dating or were you guys in a relationship?
She does look like Miss Nettle, I'm not gonna lie.
All right, we were dating for 3 months.
Okay. But you guys weren't in an exclusive relationship?
No, I was in an exclusive relationship with my ex up until like December.
Okay. Oh, so you went to him. And now your ex made your 250 quality, 250,000 a year?
Way more.
So why you break up with him?
I don't want to get into it. So it's personal.
Okay, we'll leave it at
Oh my goodness. What did you do, ma'am? Why do I get the feeling that you cheated on him? I think he cheated on him. Or maybe you didn't. Because I don't know. For some reason, I don't think that could be it either. You could have talked your way out of it. Or you couldn't accept your position as his side chick. Or you never even knew that that's what you were in the first place. Or when you found out that that's what you were, you got rid of the situation. But ma'am, I'm trying to tell you, I can tell from every day of the week, I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm not saying it makes me an expert, but it does make me knowledgeable. I'm not saying a lot of guys making that amount of money who are going to choose you because I know what that guy's options are. And he'll deal with you. But I don't know if he'll pick you for the long run. And that's going to be your struggle. Not getting in the vicinity of these men because men will sleep with below average women if we don't have anything to do. But closing the deal, that's a different story. This is almost troubling to watch if I cared. I don't care because I don't think you care.
So these are the men that you frequent. So you feel as though, I will say this. I know that if you are around the men in that tax bracket, that is, I mean, I know it seems like it's normal, but that is an exceptional tax bracket. It is. So don't negate that. I think you are doing a good job because you are dating within your circle, so that's good. So now I'm getting more of the backstory of where your standards coming from. Okay. All right, let's continue. So, what are your 3 flaws? Wait, did I ask you when your last one? We got your last relationship. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
TMI.
Okay. And 3 flaws you have to work on.
My time, I have a time because of my ADHD, sometimes I have time blindness. I've gotten it down from my teenage years from like an hour or 2 to about 15 minutes now. So I've been actively working on that for like 10 years.
Been working on what?
Time blindness. So sometimes I have more time than I have and I don't. So I'll like run a little late.
Oh, girl, that's diagnosed something because I definitely got that. Child, what is it called? I thought it was CP time. There's another word for it.
Called time blindness. So when you have ADHD, you have a few things that are quirks for some people.
Child,
lady, you are full of shit. And Kendra, so are you. Like, Kendra, there is no excuse for just being late everywhere you go. If you're late everywhere you go, that just means you don't care. It means you're not trustworthy. It means you're not you don't manage your time well. There are no medical terms for this. And trying to use something as serious as ADHD to cover up your inability to be on time is very pathetic. You're not struggling, ma'am. You suck at being on time. That doesn't mean that you're struggling with ADHD. People with ADHD will probably want to slap the shit out of you right now because that's a real struggle for them. And you're trying to use that to you're holding them in front of your inability to be in time. Kendra G, you're just a procrastinator. I knew you wasn't shit. You don't cook. You're late to these stupid lives you do. But anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Much love to the show sponsor. Who came through and sponsored the show. Much love to Intellect, everybody who came through and helped make this show possible. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and then we're going to get prepared for tomorrow's show because we have an even more lengthy show for you guys tomorrow. Thank you for coming through and rocking with me. Hit the subscribe button on your way out of the room. It's ThonLexy. Have a good evening.